Hey, what's up YouTube viewers? How's it hanging? It looks like I have two packages from CGC. These came yesterday, so I wanted to present them on my YouTube channel. And I'd like to thank everybody for viewing some of my videos and commenting. And it seems to be going fairly well in the comic book industry. I have, I believe this is going to be a magazine, and from time to time I like to submit a Beckett magazine or uh, some type of magazine that represents the art of collecting, to try to get an idea of the value of a Beckett or magazine. Looks like we got some cool postcards here. Looks like some stuff from PCG, Sell Your Comics with PBA Galleries. Basically, these are galleries and auctions websites that you can post your comic books for a high dollar value. Other than that, I will be submitting some CGC card collecting as well. They are starting to take bulk orders at a reasonable rate. This is the receipt. Once again, I have some more advertisements and so forth. So it looks like I know what these are. These are going to be Action Comics Superman, and this is going to be a Star Wars magazine. I kind of went through some of my old comic, actually my magazine and Beckett's, and I was going to submit a Jordan Beckett, but I decided to submit this magazine of Star Wars. So this is a Star Wars magazine. It has a poster inside. It's a 20th year anniversary magazine. This submission took forever to return. I had submitted this, I believe, in March, and it's barely coming back now. And the reason on that is because I think CGC is just starting to get an idea on how to grade magazines because of the size. However, I thought I was going to get a better grade. I kind of hot pressed it a little bit with an iron, but it did give detail and why it did not get a high grade. And one of them was because of the spine rule. You can see that spine all the way down the actual magazine itself. So I thought this would be really interesting to see how I graded this as far as a magazine. Very nice capped. It's got a little bit of play right there, like all the magazines that I submit, Beckett's and so forth. See, there it is there. So this is something that CGC has to produce more better quality of. So I think they're just getting into the stage of grading magazines and Beckett's. So basically they try their best. You can see right there it's got a couple dings. So it wasn't a perfect magazine. I wasn't trying to get like a 10 or even probably close to a 9. I thought I was going to get a 7 in the high, considering the fact that I did clean it up a little bit, and I pressed it, iron pressed it a few times and tried to get the best that I could out of it. So it received a 6.5. This is the Topps Company 1997 poster magazine, the 20th anniversary of Star Wars. Kind of cool if you're into collecting magazines, Star Wars collectibles. But once again, the casing is not to its perfection, but it does the job, and I'm satisfied. You have to pay a little bit more to get a Beckett or magazine graded. For instance, I have this magazine I would like to submit in the near future. I have a Time Weekly magazine from the year 1940. You can see right there the page is kind of ripping. I don't want to touch it anymore because I don't want it to fall off. But this is a Mickey Rooney face cover of Time Magazine. And once again, this is 1940, March 18th. I will be trying to submit this as well. It's not to the best, but 1940s is gold era. If you keep up with the age of comics. And so this would be a nice vintage comic, or excuse me, vintage magazine to submit. It might get a 5, might get something around there if I can get a nice press, nice cleaning, and so forth. So these are going to be all Superman action. Oops, excuse me. These are going to be Superman comic books, with the first comic book coming back at an 8.5, 1984. This is going to be issue 551, Action Comic Superman. Not too bad. I press these myself. If you've been watching some of my videos that I've done submissions on, I got some pretty good grades. This is an actual nice, it's a nice cover. It shows good detail. That's why I submitted it. But I received it back at 8.5. Really happy with that. Another one is going to be a 7.0, issue 543, and this is 1983, the year 1983. Not too bad on this one, really clean. And as you see on the comics, they really do their job with slabbing them and encasing them, making sure there's no defects like the magazine. Because this is, CGC has been grading comic books forever, so they're really professionalized on what they do as far as grading comics. So this is not too bad of an issue as well, 7.0. Oh, I got a high grade, 9.0. This is 1986, issue 575, Action Comics Superman. This comic book is just about $5, but I have a lot of them. I wanted to see how I would do. See right there, you could see the color discoloration, and that could be from, if I was to submit it through CGC and have them do a cleaning, they could possibly come through with something higher grade than a 9.0, because they would probably clean all this stuff up. And the deal with me cleaning is I'm really sketchy about using water. A lot of people have a squirt bottle, they use a humidifier, they use a bathtub, and I'm really sketchy because I don't want to wet the paper and damage my comic book. 6.5, this is 1986, issue 578. Just an average comic, and not too bad. Maybe because of the right here, it looks like the comic book is missing some of the pages. I actually did that on accident with an eraser. I was trying to clean it, so that right there probably downgraded my point grading system while it was being graded. Once again, you see the discoloration on the back of the white. It looks a little brown. So maybe if I paid to get my comic books cleaned and pressed, I would possibly get a higher grade. But this is broken. That's not good right there. So I will be sending this one back to CGC. And overall, it came through with a 7.0. I mean, that's not too bad for this comic book. But, that's not really, I don't think the shipping's problem, because it was really shipped as well. So I'm going to have to file a claim on this. Once again, the comic books, modern age, it's only $25 to get it graded, but this is ridiculous. Of course, I know their shipping is sometimes it's not to the perfection and not to their best. I go through FedEx because it's faster. UPS is not too bad, but once again, you know, this is poorly on their casing. Maybe it, and as you've seen, it was, you know, it was still inside of the package. So I would be filing a claim on this comic book. This is the first comic book ever I received back with that much damage. Usually I have some, like I said, the Beckett's or magazines with the casing. They are hard, they won't, you know, hard to close, and they have some type of play within the plastic slab as this one. If I push down right here, see, it's not sealed properly all the way around, unlike the comic books where it is fastened down. So yeah, 6.5 on this one. The casing, the slab, the whole comic, I mean magazine itself, it's secure, but you know, it's not to its perfection like a comic book would be sealed. You see, I can open it right here. And I've called them before on a Beckett, Bo Jackson Beckett, you know, and I sent it back 3 times. So I'm not going to bother, partially because I've been submitting these magazines, and I know the feedback that I get from submitting magazines, it's not perfect. So I believe that, you know, they're trying their best, and I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. However, I will be sending this back, and that's pretty high grade for this comic book. I think I got a pretty high grade. You know, these are some recent, you know, they're 86s. They're not silver editions or golds, but they're still modern. So the issues on these are not to their perfect condition, but they just been hanging, they just been around the house and in my my hobby collections for some time. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about you know, these slabs, especially about these comic, these, I always want to say comics, they're magazines, but let me know what you guys think, if it's worth it submitting a Beckett. And you can see in my other videos I submitted a Beckett. This time I submitted a magazine. So let me know if you guys think it's worth it. It's a little bit more. It's about 35 bucks. Yeah, but catch you guys later. Thanks for checking me out.